When I feel like I need calm or safety or peace or inspiration, I head down to my favorite place, the beach. I had a big birthday this week, but more on that later. For right now, let's talk about a bucket list, because your dreams matter. Today on Doodle to Connect, we'll be making our own bucket list inside of our art journal. Finding a way to give the little doodle girl some privacy as she gets her bikini on. So I started with a few layers of sand and then a water layer, adding in a palm tree over to the side. A lot of times when we think of a bucket list, it does go along with someone who's getting older, or even someone who has a terminal illness, or even when we think of like the Make-A-Wish Foundation, we know that maybe the child doesn't have much longer or also has a terminal illness. So it can be kind of sad, but it doesn't have to be like that. And we can change that by making our bucket list in our art journal a very fun and playful activity. A bucket list can also be about future goals, dreams, heart's desires, longing for connection. The way we're doing it here in our art journal is creating lots of little buckets all around the page. And every time you reach one of those goals or dreams, you can come and fill back in the bucket with the color that you choose in that moment. So this could be used like a doodle, journal, vision board, where you allow yourself to write out big and little goals that you've always longed for. Maybe things that you've kept hidden within your own heart or your own mind. Maybe things you've never told anyone. Maybe things that you've never even really owned yourself. It might feel scary to write down your heart's desires, especially if there's been a lot of disappointment in your life, a lot of broken dreams, broken promises. If that's the case, then I just invite you to make as many buckets or as few buckets as you feel comfortable. Maybe start out with just one or maybe a couple, and then you can add them as time goes on. Research studies show that when we have something to look forward to, our emotional health increases, our mental health increases, and we just feel more hopeful all around. At this point, I'm going back and adding some details with some acrylic paint pens. So I invite you to try it. It's really fun, just adding texture and details to your drawing. I'll link the pens I'm using in the description in case you want to check them out. So I've never really had an issue with aging, and I had an interesting phenomenon happen this birthday because it's a big birthday. And so what happens in big birthdays is people tend to remind you of it, like from the last birthday, like all year long. Like, how are you doing with that? Are you okay? And so I started to wonder, should I be more concerned or worried? And what did end up happening was I got this feeling like I was running out of time. So in my journal, the little doodle girl started showing up on the other side of the hill, coming down, whee! And I just started to feel like there was some things I wanted to do in my life still. And so what better way to represent it than with a bucket list? At the beach, one of my most favorite places. I invite you to try it too. Sending all my love.